So I've been hearing a lot about this. What is this Tylenol thing everyone is talking about?
Oh yeah, I also didn't know what this was about, but
I just like kind of randomly was scrolling Twitter today. I almost said titter. You know what's
that's
on
a different
mine.
thing.
You know what's on mine.
Deviant art.
I was like, dude, what is this Tylenol? Like they ban Tylenol or like what are they saying about Tylenol?
So okay, so I missed what happened.
Yeah.
Because I just saw memes basically that was like, oh, my child is about to be the next faker, and it's like a handful of Tylenol
Yeah,
pills.
like, what is this?
So apparently they're saying like Tylenol, or at least like the active ingredient, acetaminophen or whatever, is related to autism in the womb.
Oh,
Like
so
if you take Tylenol
while you're pregnant,
it'll make your kids autistic.
I see.
Then people went off joking about that, and because I don't know if it's like scientifically backed. I think this is just like something that Trump administration said.
Oh, he just like randomly ripped that.
Yeah, or something. I don't know the
fire.
context.
Honestly,
I have no idea.
that's fire. I love just making shit up.
That's like
making shit up is very funny.
Very funny. And yeah, now so people are like, oh, that's what happened. I see. Yeah.
So you're a 140.
Dude, I'm 140.
Talk to your mom about
My mom has definitely taken her handful of Tylenol, but low key, I came out. I don't know. I don't want to. No statement about that. I was like, I came out all right. I was like,
your mom just cigarette in one hand, bottle of Tylenol
Soju.
in the other. Fire.
The trifecta: soju, Tylenol, and cigarettes.
Oh, that'll keep a Korean going
Yeah.
for years. Oh man,
That's how they made the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh
Yeah.
What is it? Ingredient X.
Yeah.
Who knew ingredient X was just tummy sore?
Tylenol.
That's crazy. What is Powerpuff? Did they have American cartoons in Korea?
Yeah, they're dubbed.
Like,
Have you ever watched like regular shows dubbed in other languages? I think the funniest one is SpongeBob. Have you ever seen those clips?
No, I have not.
They somehow find voice actors who sound just like the American voice
really?
actors. Yeah, so like SpongeBob in Korean, like
Oh, really?
yeah, it still sounds like that.
That was just the American, no?
나는 SpongeBob 사람입니다.
That's crazy. That is actually insane.
Like they found people who just sound like them, and then Patrick is the same thing. What's like a Patrick line? I have no idea. I can't think of one.
SpongeBob.
Oh, SpongeBob son. Like in Japanese.
Sumimasen, SpongeBob-san.
Yeah, like so I don't know for other cartoons. Like I know for the Nickelodeon ones, at least they find voice actors that are very similar.
But SpongeBob is like universally beloved, right?
That's true.
What about like the other American like cartoons, right? Like is
Like
there
Rick and Morty.
is there like a Fairly Odd Parents in Korean?
There's gotta be, right? Fairly Odd Parents is also pretty beloved.
Is it?
To be fair.
It's
Yeah.
beloved here in the States.
Yeah, but if it's, I mean, classics are classics in any language, you know?
Is that
Timmy
true?
is an average kid. Yeah.
Is that true? I know We Bare Bears, one of the bears is Korean.
Yeah, it's just
Which is
straight up
crazy.
Korean.
And then-
you think in the Korean dub he speaks English?
That would be insane. Also, I think Adventure Time.
Yes,
Lady
the
Rainicorn
lady-
is Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It always is very funny because as somebody who speaks Korean, like she's actually speaking like in context of the characters. Somehow in my brain, whenever they have these characters who speak another language, I just think they're speaking gibberish that just sounds like the language.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in this case, they were actually speaking Korean, which is funnier to me.
I'm trying to think of other American cartoons that are like very beloved, other than like kind of cult classics like The Simpsons.
Like not the adult ones, right? So
yeah, just like child.
like Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur the Aardvark. Or Magic School Bus. Do you think they got that? Magic Treehouse? Magic School Bus? You think they got that in Korean?
I have no idea. They got it, right? Maybe not.
They probably
They
have their
probably
own
have their own thing.
equivalents,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. I just like don't believe that American cartoons have that much global power when it
Maybe.
comes to the entertainment industry.
I mean, I feel like American media in general is like very global because we just have such a presence in like Hollywood films.
Yeah, it's like
and stuff
American
like that,
entertainment is like just a powerhouse.
Just a powerhouse
in the industry. But I don't know. Like, I feel like if you were to go to India, like, what are the chances you put on the Indian equivalent of 4Kids TV and you see something that you recognize?
Okay, well, you have a homework assignment because you're going to the motherland.
I'm going to motherland. Yeah,
You gotta get the TV on. Do some research.
I'll do so. I'll report back.
We need to know this.
Children's TV shows there are. I don't even know how I would get access to this.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. You are going to China.
Yeah, I don't know how. Oh wait, they
VPN.
for sure.
Oh, they have their own thing. Yeah,
they for sure don't have American
cartoons for sure.
In
not
mainland China.
Yeah.
So
they have Comrade Bob and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, Sponge Comrade.
Yeah.
Holy snap.
He's like red for some reason.
Oh, that would be so. No, he's still yellow.
He's still.
He's still yellow, but he doesn't work as a fry cook. He's like a CPA. He works at NVIDIA. He's owner of a manufacturing business, or instead of a line cook, he's like he works in a manufacturing like factory.
Yeah, he's just smashing burgers on an assembly line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he works for White Castle.
Is that Red Castle? Yeah. SpongeBob, or I don't know why I said SpongeBob. Is there like a occupation that the Chinese government gives you the most social credit for?
Oh man,
is there like one that's just like, this is the best thing to be?
Probably just like a business owner or like a salaryman. Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that any of them are like super glorified. Aside from maybe working for the military.
Oh, military.
Yeah, maybe in the military.
I don't know how, everyone jokes about Chinese social credit, but like I don't understand how it works. It's like you do an action, they're watching you, and it's like you get like the little pop-up that goes bling plus 200.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know what social credit would be or what it equates to, what you get for it.
Yeah. I mean, technically we got credit like that. We have our monetary credit. It's kind of the same thing, no?
What is monetary credit?
Like
just money?
Yeah, or like our
money?
credit score, Yeah.
Oh.
That's low key kind of the American social credit.
That's not social credit. That's just credit. That's just what the word credit means.
Yeah, but like, if you're going to go up in social standing, you got to have a good credit score, right?
Is that even true? That's like not even necessarily true.
You ain't going to own land with a bad credit score.
If you got enough cash, it doesn't matter what your credit score is, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But if you have a lot of cash, then your credit score is going to be good.
Well,
those go hand in hand.
The conventional way of earning cash, yeah. But if you're like a drug mogul,
could be, yeah.
You just got a briefcase. I'm here to pay in cash. Yeah. You go to a local, they ask you cash or credit. You say, boy,
do I got
boy,
cash.
do I got cash.
That's how I feel every time I walk up to the local and I'm like, I don't want to pay, the 10% tax and all that. So I always bring cash, but it's always from my pile of like Vegas cash that I still haven't deposited.
Yeah, that's crazy. You just have money lying around.
I do have just money lying around.
Just piles of it.
I hope I never get doxxed.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's like not even worth stealing that much.
If you're gonna the risk reward here is not very good.
Like if you're gonna commit
go rob a bank,
or
someone richer than me.
Yeah, someone who's actually rich.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, that sounded personal.
Bro.
All right, we're gonna start this episode. What's up, guys? You're listening to X3 Drop. I'm Xell.
And I'm Ducky.
And today, we're going to be talking about more than just our Chinese social credit. We're going to be talking about the new set on the block, because I think we're kind of tapering off on the end of OP12.
Yep, and the OP12 taper fade.
Yeah, the taper fade. And the new set's about to come in, and I mean, it's kind of not, it's obviously not a big set. I think there's like a total of like 20 new cards or something like that. So we're gonna go through and talk about them and how we think it'll affect the meta. But yeah, OP12. What's your thoughts on it?
Honestly, I thought OP12 was reasonably healthy. At least at the start of it, for sure. At the start of it, we saw a lot of Bonney. Bonney is on the rise, right? The hot new blonde and brunette on the block, Rayleigh and Zoro.
Is Rayleigh blonde? He's just gray, right?
He used to be blonde, right?
Oh, was he? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his old card, he's like a dirty blonde.
Yeah, something like that, right? Young Rayleigh.
Yeah.
And then Zoro is just colloquially brunette. Or he's also kind of blonde. He's like kind of
He's
ditzy,
green, right? That's why
like
Sanji calls him. He's performative, matcha green.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Is that why a lot of Zoro cards are green? Is because his hair is just green? Do you think that's why?
They might have just been like, he's a green guy, yeah. It just makes sense.
At first, he was red, right? Because they're like, oh, Sanji is red, Zoro is red, Luffy is red. Straw Hats are
just red, yeah.
And then eventually they're like, man, I kind of ran out of ideas. We need to print more Zoro cards. He's a fan favorite. What color do we make him? Well, his hair is gray.
You're hired.
Yeah,
we'll run with it.
Yeah, but there's no yellow Sanji, so I don't know. Like, where's the...
Until, maybe. I mean, we've got purple-blue Sanji, so maybe someday.
Like, the only yellow Sanji cards are... There's like some obscure like Sanji 2Ks.
There's like the egghead ones.
There's ones that like take your life.
Yeah. There's the 5-drop, the 5/6.
The blocker, that's EBO2.
Yeah.
But like there's not that many of them.
No, there's not.
How many green Zoro cards do we have? We have so many green Zoro cards.
We do have a lot of green Zoro.
EBO2, the one that rests something. Yep. The Durag Zoro is green. We have the slash resistant one. We have
a new Zoro that's coming out in PRB.
Yeah, we got the leader. There's just so many Zoro cards that are green. Even events that are just Zoro.
Yeah.
Right? How many demonic auras do we have? We have so many demonic auras.
Oh, man. I always commit some of my brain cell data into remembering the full name of those events, and they just always slip away.
You don't have it?
Demon Sword, Demonic Aura, 9 Sword Style, Demon Ashura, 9 Flash.
I think that's right.
Is that right?
I think that's right.
Did I think that?
What's DMG?
Dead Man's Game. Okay. Demonic Aura, 9 Sword Style. Is it not just Ashura Demon Dead Man's Game?
Ashura Demon Dead Man's Game is very long. Is it? I don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
Question.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
Yeah.
That's going to be on trivia.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good trivia question. Yeah.
But yeah, so what were we talking about? We have PRB coming out. What were we saying?
We have PRB coming out. We were talking about OP12.
Okay,
OP12
yeah.
was, I think at the beginning, I thought pretty healthy. 2 new decks, 1 old deck, and then UP came along. You and I were day 1 UP believers. We're not performative matcha drinking males. You hate women.
That was crazy to just throw in. No, I don't. I'm an ally.
Yeah. You hate women. I love coffee. So okay. we are not the performative males.
That's crazy.
What was I going with this? And then UP ended up kind of
dominating
taking over and really dominating.
Did you see the screenshot of the EU regional that happened this weekend?
I did.
Yeah, like the whole right side of top 64, top 32, whatever it was like completely dominated by UP.
Well, it wasn't. It was like half UP and then half
Bonney. Yeah.
So, and then there was like 1 Blackbeard, 1 Rayleigh, 1 Zoro or something like that.
Just a smattering of other things
of the other
top
side,
decks.
Yeah. Like in like a GP. But then I look at this bracket and I'm like, I don't think Bonney or UP are winning this at all.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to end up killing each other, and then the Zoro just kills all the UPs, or the Blackbeard, the solo Blackbeard that only has to play against
UPs and
Bonnies is just going to win, no?
I don't know how I don't know how that ended up. I think Kalgara ended up getting like second place.
Kalgara is a scary deck, though. Kalgara is very scary.
Scary, yeah.
Especially if you're healing that much, man, you can just die.
I think that deck is pretty sweet. I never got a chance to build it, but maybe I'll bring it to an online regional or something.
That's crazy.
I think the format was very wide, and I think this format was really cool at the beginning because like there was so much to explore early on, right? Because UP obviously was a huge original pillar, and so people were kind of like ideating around the idea that the meta wouldn't have UP. And then when UP came back, it wasn't just like, a repeat, because he had a very different form than what he used to have. Like,
it's like Majin Buu and then Kid Buu, right?
Kid Buu, yeah. And this one is more sinister and harder to play around in some ways because, like, in the olden days, like, Hody was such a threatening card, but now no UP player leaves home without at least 4 Rosinantes in his pocket, you know? So, it's just like Hody as a card just seems a lot worse. DMG seems a lot worse. And but the trade-off, I think, is that UP is much less stable as a deck.
Yeah.
I think like I've been at least personally speaking, I've been pretty frustrated playing UP just because like I feel like when the deck just works and operates, my God, that deck is unbeatable, I think. But so frequently you're and it's not like it's impossible to dig yourself out, because I think one of the defining things about UP is that you can play the long game so well.
Yeah. I mean, it plays the long game better than any other deck that's ever been printed.
Yeah. And so, you can extend games, and oftentimes like you can still get there, but it's still just like a lot of things can go wrong in the meantime. And but that being said, I think because this is not about me griping about my own deck. It's about the meta, and I think the meta has been really interesting. Again, just because like this is like the widest it's ever been, and I also think like so many decks in the top like 5 all have decent play into each other.
Yes,
so like it wasn't truly rock paper scissors where rock always beats paper, and we talked about this. And I think was it the last episode where we talked about like our optimal metas. But in this case, like, sure, Bonney loses to UP, but Bonney has a really good shot at beating UP if you know the lines.
Sure. Definitely.
Zoro loses to Rayleigh or Bonney, but like
you can still win.
Yeah. Like a lot of like it felt like the whole meta was just a bunch of 6-4 matchups, which is actually quite good for the meta.
I thought so too. Like I feel OP12 is not super interesting as a meta because you kind of rinse and repeat the same 5 decks-ish, and none of them are all that interesting, especially Zoro UP. Like, Zoro is kind of, as we colloquially call him, the helmet head, right? Yeah, you kind of just put on the helmet and you just go face.
Swing.
Yeah, and then UP is like tried and true. We know this song and dance, right? Rayleigh is probably the most interesting new deck. Bonney kind of, we know the same song and dance as well. Blackbeard, kind of the same thing-ish.
More annoying.
More annoying now. It's like more control heavy. But it still kind of operates the same way. You don't turbo Burgess, but you just turbo Augur. Annoying as hell. But honestly, the meta is pretty stable. Like, I feel like as UP players, we are often changing our decks based off of what we're seeing the meta change or slowly adapt to. At first, we weren't seeing that many Zoro, and then all of a sudden, after Nats, Zoro won. Now Zoro representation is through the roof.
Yeah,
a lot. Rayleigh did really well at Nats as well. Rayleigh representation through the roof. I've been seeing UPs kind of slowly on the decline as well as Bonnies, but that's not to say that your local scene won't have a lot of UPs. Won't be having that kind of representation.
Was there anything that surprised you about like where we ended up with the meta? Like, was there any decks that you were like, I didn't think this would have as much of a shot, but like ended up overperforming? Like, what were the overperformers, underperformers?
The overperformer was Zoro for me. Yeah, I thought Zoro was a deck that would have a lot of representation at the start, but then end up tapering off because it has lower ceilings. As a deck when it comes to how you can I I don't know what you would call it, the level of skill representation, skill expression.
Yeah,
in the deck.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like top players, I made this kind of prediction early that top players wouldn't gravitate towards Zoro. They would, between the two new decks, they would gravitate more towards Rayleigh because Rayleigh is more interesting to play, and I think overall just a better deck. But it seems I was wrong about that. A ton of top players just prefer to play Zoro.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that Zoro is just awesome at is just like, and I think this is kind of the defining description for the meta is like going over the top.
Yeah.
Like everything right now in the meta is just like, you just go over the top. With Zoro, turns out swinging 12-12 every turn.
12-12 Loki beast mode.
Get there.
Yeah, 12-12
like,
Loki beast mode.
And Zoro just sometimes like you have matchups where you don't have to think at all, you know, because your main game plan is just so powerful. Like, I was joking with Phil Vu. Check out the Two Dons. He's a top player, top green Zoro player as well. And he always jokes about how like apparently someone told him that like green Zoro is a very fair deck. And I was like,
yeah, he told me this too.
Yeah, and I was like, brother, there ain't nothing fair about what Zoro
12-12
does.
is crazy. Yeah,
like, that's an insane take. And I get it that, and I think I was kind of in the same boat as you, where I thought Green Zoro would get figured out at least in terms of like counterplay, because the deck is really linear. Mm-hmm. But it turns out I think just like the overall value that the deck gets and just kind of where we're at as a meta has actually proven Zoro to like stick around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put him on the overperformer too.
Yep.
I think Bonney ended up being exactly where we thought.
Yeah,
Just
I thought Bonney
top deck
would be where we thought. I thought UP would be where we thought because you and I were UP believers from the start. I thought the deck was going to be very powerful for sure. And then Rayleigh ended up kind of underperforming, or I feel like was a little underrepresented overall because the deck is quite cheap to build, and I thought more people would be playing Rayleigh, but they ended up not really playing Rayleigh all that much, at least in the SoCal area.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a lot, but at Nats there was a ton of Rayleigh.
Yeah, I don't know what the global meta, you know, like everyone else in NA was playing and what their metas were like, but definitely in SoCal, I felt like there was definitely more Bonnies, more Zoros, more UPs, less Rayleighs.
Yeah, definitely a lot of UP and Zoro.
At least like from the top players that I know of, you know, like basically everyone, all the top players at Perfect Rares is green Zoro.
Yep.
The guys at oh my god, the big East Side shop project.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys were on Zoro and Bonney and UP. Yep. Yeah.
And so over here we're on UP and
NL Bonney.
Yeah.
So there's just not a lot of top player Rayleigh representation overall. But like obviously I think Rayleigh is a very, very tough deck. It's funny because there was a YouTube commenter who was like, Rayleigh is the easiest deck to play. I can't believe these two idiots would say that it's like it's the hardest deck, I think, in the format. Because
I think so too.
The margins are so small for that deck, and there's so many lines of play to that deck. And so I think maybe it underperformed because there's only, I think, a few players who can really maximize that deck. And like we saw how good it is in the hands of like someone like Jackie, who top forward at Nats. Immediately won a store regional this last weekend. Like he just is him. So but I think like outside of the people who are like really, really pushing how far that deck goes, like I think a lot of people just kind of die in pools essentially with Rayleigh.
Yeah. Rayleigh, tough deck to pilot for sure, but in the right hands, I think very, very, very strong. Yeah.
For me, the underperformers are actually the kind of like the two fringe decks we already mentioned, which is GP and Blackbeard.
You thought they underperformed?
I think they underperformed. I thought they would be a bigger presence in the meta, but GP hasn't really quite done it, you know? And part of that is I think maybe the UP matchup isn't as favored for GP as I initially thought. I definitely think it's GP favored, but I think the new builds of UP are just so goddamn tanky that the game just progresses very differently for them than it used to. And then I think none of them have figured out how to deal with Rayleigh either. So like you have a matchup that's like very, very difficult in Rayleigh, and UP, which was one of your favorite matchups, wasn't as good as before. And then you're still left with like two kind of maybe at worst 60-40 matchups in Bonney and Green Zoro. So I don't know. I thought that deck ultra consistent and very high power ceiling. So I thought we'd see many more like, top 4 finishes out of GP,
What I thought, especially at Nats, was that I thought GP wasn't going to be represented that much just because there's going to be so much Bonney. And I didn't think there was going to be that much Zoro either, but there ended up being quite a bit of Zoro. But I was mainly under the impression that they were going to get scared off by Bonney.
Yeah.
But there was so much GP.
There was a lot of GP.
There was so much GP, and GP performed quite well, I thought, overall. Blackbeard, I thought, was underrepresented for sure. I ended up playing into a Blackbeard in my run, but only one.
Yeah.
I kind of thought we would see some more Blackbeard.
More Blackbeards, yeah.
But yeah, but maybe all the GP just ended up killing them off. Who knows?
And there was a lot of Rayleigh at Nats, and Rayleigh is a tough matchup for both GP and Blackbeard, so maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just kind of surprising to me because I think both those decks are very good, so I just thought there would be more, and I think maybe some of the selling points of those decks were maybe a little oversold. So that's kind of my take on
maybe.
that.
But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the meta, but overall, as we're kind of moving away from OP12 into PRB2, my kind of closing thoughts on OP12 is that, honestly, I had a lot of fun playing OP12. I thought maybe it gets stale towards the end of it because people are tired of seeing the same decks, but that's the same thing for every meta. I think every single meta that we've experienced, OP9, great meta. OP10, pretty good, right? 11, what was 11?
That was UP when UP entered.
People didn't like that one.
Yeah.
But 9 and 10, like, honestly, great metas, I thought. And everyone at the end of it was just OP11 waiting room, OP12 waiting room. I'm so tired of this meta. I'm tired of this. I think people just like to complain and just find it cathartic to just say, I can't wait for the next one. I'm tired of seeing Dofi. I'm tired of seeing UP. And then UP gets hit with a ban. I'm so glad UP got hit with the ban. UP comes back. Why didn't they ban the leader? People are just, they love to complain.
Yeah, I think people like to complain, and people just like fresh metas for whatever it's worth. But I think one of the cool things this time around was like we got to ideate, and that was the most fun I had, like attempting to build and rebuild UP with you, and I were deep in the sauce sometimes.
And sometimes way too deep in the sauce.
Dude, I still laugh about one of the original builds I had, which was to try to leverage Carrot with Jozu.
Oh my god! You showed me that. You sent me that build, and I was like, "This build is absolutely insane." And then I looked at the Carrot card, and I was like, "This card is kind of good." No, I still want to play this card.
Yeah,
I remember going to a store champs and asking people, like, "Hey, you guys got Carrots? The one cost? You guys got Carrots?"
They're like, the green one, right?
Yeah.
No,
the blue.
The
one.
blue one. There's a blue Carrot.
Yeah. They're like, for what?
UP.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun figuring it out, and I think like when we get to global release, like it'll change a lot about how I feel about formats, because I think like if we ended up where we did because like we saw what Japan did and there wasn't those bans and stuff like that, I'd feel like this meta would have gotten stale a lot faster. And so I'm happy that we got to have that experience of like, let's figure it out, right?
Yeah. I don't know if other people share the same sentiment, but I think this meta was particularly interesting to me because it wasn't just a triangle format. There's multiple decks, like 5 decks for you to kind of worry about what to tech for. And the power level of each of these decks is honestly about the same, right?
Yeah,
like,
all very high.
Like, I don't think UP is far and away BDIF. I don't think Bonney is far and away BDIF, nor is Rayleigh or Zoro or GP or Blackbeard, right? Like, all of these decks are considerable decks that can win on any given day with the right draws and with the right bracket, right? So I think that is a sign of a very healthy meta overall. And the fun thing that I thought was that, so what happens often is you and I are the UP guys in our play group, right?
Yeah.
And we're like the Costco guys, but for UP. And
I give this 5 big boos.
yeah, I give this a 5-card search. Yeah. So you and I are the UP guys, and everyone always hits me in my DMs asking me, "What's your UP list? What's your UP list? What is it?" And I always have to tell them, bro, I'm gonna give you a UP list that I'm running now, but it'll change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like my UP list is constantly changing based off of what event that I go to and what I'm expecting to see. Like it's literally so different every single time. 1 week, it's a turbo tank build with sugar searchers, Monets, White Snake, more judgments with the Dofi package. Another week, it's 4 Mihawks. It's a lot of Rush Luffy. Some weeks it's in between. Like it's just so different week to week, right? And that's kind of the fun part that I had with UP is that I can kind of tweak it and adjust it based off of what kind of enemies I feel like I'm going to fight.
Yeah, I think another cool thing about this meta too was that I think it really celebrated players who really figure out the depth of their decks.
Yeah.
I think like this was the format. Like I'm normally the guy who likes to play around with a bunch of different decks and stuff like that, but I chose to kind of hunker down because there wasn't enough time for me to put in that much time into all the decks that I wanted to play. Like Bonney, I could maybe figure out because I think it's pretty linear. Zoro, same thing. Although Zoro, I learned about new lines and stuff like that too, like talking with other Zoro players. And then like Rayleigh, Blackbeard, like these decks are more and more difficult to just pick up and play. And so,
which I think is a good sign overall.
Yeah, I think it is. And
a sign of health, a sign of wealth.
And then the other thing that I thought was cool is how many different rogue decks actually perform pretty decently. Like,
yeah, too.
Red Green Smoker had a top.
Yep.
Katakuri, a top nationals.
Yep.
Calgara got like top 4 this weekend.
There was also top cut at Nats, Bella Betty.
Yeah, Bella Betty. Like, so, I think this is overall pretty cool. So now we move into PRB. And PRB...
Is that like Arabic? What was that?
I don't know. I just decided to roll that R for absolutely no reason. Just put a little twist to it.
Yeah, a little tiny.
Just like how it's taking a twist to the meta.
Is it?
It's probably not a lot. Okay, so one thing beforehand was I remember seeing... I think Ikalakai was tweeting out how he kind of wishes we got sped run into PRB because PRB is kind of like a rebalance of the set a little bit because some of the lower power decks get a few new tools to maybe contend with the meta. Will those be enough is the question. But at least in Japan, PRB meta was like pretty wide actually. A lot of different decks got a little bit better and a little more representation. So, but that's where we're coming in. We're going to talk about the PRB cards.
But before we go into the PRB2 cards, I want to do a comment of the week.
That's right.
We didn't do a comment of the week last week. I kind of forgot.
Did we forget again?
I forgot again. But I want to start with a comment of the week for last week's episode by the Atlas Jack 3 days ago, who said, vegetable is yasai. Saya is yasai flipped, which is why they're Saiyajin and all vegetable names.
Oh my God.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either. My brain exploded.
Yeah. I wonder what the inspiration behind that was.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm a veggie guy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a lifelong vegetarian. I'm a lifelong vegan. I'm going to name all the characters from this planet after delicious legumes.
Yeah. I just need that fiber in my life.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because after we talked, I realized like, oh, there's so many things about Dragon Ball that I forgot. Like Goku's Saiyan name, because Goku is his government name.
That's
not his original name. When he was a Saiyan, his name was Kakarot.
Which is carrot.
Carrot.
Which is what Sean plays.
Which is what Sean plays, yeah.
Sean Saiyan?
Yeah, basically. To be known. To be left unknown. Yeah, I don't know. To be determined.
I also really love Sean's Bandai name because it's just his first initial and then his last name and then a number. Just how millennials do it.
Oh yeah, it's like the birth year,
right? It's just your birth, like JCM, right? It's just a bunch of numbers behind it,
yeah,
right?
It's such a boomer thing.
I don't know why we do this, but millennials, we just love doing this. And Sean's is the same thing, right? It's his S and then his last name and then some numbers. But people don't know what it is. They always look at their Bandai app. Hey, are you SNGO 91 or whatever? Whatever numbers are behind his name. He's like, yeah, that's me. It's just very funny that now he is SNGO because nobody knows how to pronounce his last name.
I've heard people go like Singo. 55.
Are you Snow?
Yeah.
Are you Snow? Yeah, it's so crazy. But what was I talking about?
I don't remember. But let's dive into PRB. The comment of the week.
Comment of the
yes.
The vegetables.
Thank you.
That's
Dragon Ball lore.
Deep lore that I did not know about. So good to know.
Okay, so PRB, we don't have that many cards to talk about. Not all of them are super noteworthy, but we're just gonna go through them by color. We're gonna start with one of the cards I'm most excited about.
Okay.
Which is the 4-cost Koby. 5k, 1k power. Opponent's turn. If your leader has a Navy type, this character gains 1k power. When attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3k base power or less. Then, if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card.
So this is good in Smoker.
This card's like handmade for Smoker and I guess maybe Koby.
I guess Koby, but Koby, I think overall has a lower power level than RG Smoker does. So we're going to see a lot more Smokers play this card as well.
I think this card is awesome. So when it attacks in red-green Smoker, it's a 7k to attack into. That's obnoxious. And then, meanwhile, whenever it attacks, it draws you a card, and it pops the little guys. So your Rayleigh matchup, which is historically one of Smoker's worst matchups, banger. You're popping the 3-cost Sanjis. You're popping the Buggies. You're popping all the things.
Yeah, not only in that matchup. In that matchup, they're constantly poking at you, so you're giving them 1Ks. You're giving them 2Ks. So you're going down in hand size. This card draws you a card. And it's very hard to re-swing into because it's a 7k base.
Yeah. I think this card's awesome.
7k body, yeah.
And
this card is super good.
You get initial value too, or like incidental value against Bonney, who are playing a lot of small blockers. UP, your Bonclays, they're gone.
Yeah, Bonclays are gone, yeah.
I think this card's awesome. The other, you want to talk about the next red card? Because I think that card's also awesome.
The next red card, Trafalgar Law.
Because you're a law guy.
I'm going to skip over Trafalgar Law. I'm going to go to 4-cost Lucky Rux. 4-drop, 2k power, 1k counter blocker that reads, on play, you may trash 1 character card with a power of 6,000 or more from your hand. Draw 2 cards. Shanks support. Right?
Yeah, Shanks support.
This is a very important card for Shanks to have, I think. This is what Shanks has been missing, is a card that helps filter your hand and increase your survivability. Help you get to that late game where you can just chain big drops and just secure the W from there. Is this card enough to put Shanks on the map, though?
I don't believe so.
Maybe not.
It's so sad.
Trash 1, draw 2 is very good because that's kind of what I've been saying is like Shanks is missing that 1 filter card, but is a 4-2 blocker good enough as a filter? I would like to see something more impactful that filters your hands.
Dude, I think it's just so sad because Shanks is such a fan favorite character, and they clearly know that, and they're giving Shanks all these how many times have Shanks gotten just a random incidental card to help support them, right? Even though
kind of every set
until now. Since,
and maybe except for EV2.
Unfortunately, I just don't think Shanks as a deck will ever truly get there unless they start printing really OP level cards specifically for the Shanks archetype. His playstyle is already so linear and kind of already developed as of right now, where it's you are kind of just red Lucci, right? You play things that pop things and you put big bodies on board. But the problem is you're not as efficient with that stuff. So KO protection is really annoying for you. And on top of that, UP exists. And
the thing about Red Lucci is that Lucci has access to cards like Rebecca and Mancherry that can, like you have access to not only your deck, but your trash pile as well. So you have 2 resources. So Lucci sees twice as many cards just because he mills 2. Does he mill 1 or 2? It's 2. He mills 2, and you just see way more cards as Lucci, and you have way more resources. Shanks, you just have to draw into your stuff.
Yeah.
Your cards do one thing, but they're big bodies, and they threaten the board. They have board impact right away, but like it's just not enough compared to what Lucci does, right?
Yeah.
Lucci will just buy himself time over the course of the game, remove all your stuff slowly, and then he's not in a rush to pressure your life. You'll just get there eventually.
Technically, Lucci has infinite resources because he can loop his deck after a certain time. So, as Shanks, like...
It's just not the same.
It's not the same, and I think in comparison just feels a little clunky. UP just also being in the format just pretty much makes this card and just Shanks in general a little... Irrelevant, yeah.
I have kind of a hot take, though. I want to ask you this.
Okay.
Do you think Shanks is a deck that can't be the BDIF? Like, if Shanks is BDIF, is that a miserable existence for that format?
It's hard for me to imagine how Shanks gets there, you know?
I don't know. Let's say Shanks gets a... what's Shanks' weak spot right now? 4 drops? 7 drops?
To be honest, a lot of it has been smoothed out with the Lucky Roux and the new law, which we haven't talked about.
So let's say this Lucky Roux, it wasn't printed this way. Let's say it was a 4/6 that does the same thing.
I still think I think Shanks is still in trouble, man.
You think so?
Yeah, because like Shanks, no matter how you design the deck, like with the current card pool that we have, he's always just going to be play things on curve, play the biggest thing you can on curve, and hope that gets you there, right? And I just think the current red card pool with all the KO protection and stuff that goes either too wide too fast or too tall too fast with protection, like it just makes Shanks feel a little clunky. They need like another Ben Beckman card that's even more efficient and taller. Something that gets through KO protection and I don't know. They need something. I don't even know what I would design for that deck. I feel like partially the way the leader is designed is kind of just limited.
You think so?
A little bit, because like it's kind of hard to make his cards feel impactful. I think if you were to take it in a direction, you'd have to be more like an events-driven deck, I think, where you're reacting to what your opponent is doing and then using your leader ability. Like, maybe if there was like a card that said like minus effects lasted beyond your opponent's turn, you know, something along those lines. Like, because Shanks' ability does nothing for him on his turn, which means like none of the proactive stuff that you do is impacted by his leader ability. It's simply that, like, as of right now, the closest thing that we have is like Red Hawk.
Right, 4-cost Shanks, Shrink, Red Hawk.
Yeah, that's the closest thing we have. So if they wanted to go further in that direction, that could be something, but that means like you were overhauling the deck because you don't really want to play like 10 drops and stuff like that. And if you want to keep playing along the lines of like the 10 drop stuff, like the deck has to change.
Yeah, the thing about Shanks is that it's like not an interesting deck.
Yeah.
Right? You just play the stuff on curve and then the power level of the cards will just get you there. The deck isn't interesting to play, nor is it fun to play against. So I kind of treat it a little bit as a grappler in fighting games where if it's the best deck, the meta will seem very stale to me.
Yeah. And if it's the best deck too, like it's also just one of those decks as of right now, at least, where it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
You don't really have that extra dawn to like search your pieces. So, that would be bad. That'd be bad. So, let's move on to 6-cost Law, which is the other deck that a few red decks will play because I think this card's just generically very good. 6-cost, 7K is a 1K counter as well. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give this character minus 2K power during this turn instead. So it has KO protection. Actually better than that. And then when attacking, give up to one of your opponent characters minus 2K power during this turn. So this card is cracked as hell. So 6 drops have historically always been like a really easy target for removal. because of stuff like Grav Blade hits it. Like almost everything, like 6 costs is like, yeah, it's like always been like the threshold of like, I don't know why that is. Like something about it is like 6 costs is always like the threshold. Carrot.
No, Carrot's 7.
Oh yeah, Carrot's 7.
Yeah, Carrot's 7. I think the reason why they scale this way is that Grav Blade is a 7 cost, Mom is a 9 cost, but Purple ramps you, so you're at 9 1 turn early. You're at 9 on your like typically 7 Dawn turn, and it is a natural response to what people are playing on curve, right? So like the 6 drop spot will address 4 and 5 costs. 7 drop will address 5 and 6, and then for Purple, the 9 drops will address the 6.
Yeah, but I've always felt like 6 drops in One Piece were always the spot that like most people just like didn't play a 6 drop. Like 6 drops were just kind of like avoided overall in the history. Like,
there's like, now that you mention it, there's not that many, but I wonder if that's tied to leaders. Because leaders require you to attach Dawn onto them or use leader ability or what have you, or they're just more efficient 5 and 7 drops, and maybe you just want to take first instead of second. I wonder, yeah. But now that you mention it, I don't really see that many 6s.
Yeah, like the only sort of examples I can think of right now is like Kuma, but he like turns himself into an 8 class when he's played.
Oh, it's so annoying.
It's very, very annoying.
I cannot Mihawk him.
Yeah, again, another card that just like sort of dominates that spot. So I don't know what it is, but this card though has a number of uses. It's great in Shanks. On curve, this allows your Rayleighs to start hitting much higher targets. It's awesome in Red Green Smoker. Your mole guns now hit 8Ks, which is less good now into UP because they're mostly playing just 9K bodies. But you know what is an 8K body that's really relevant right now? Mihawk. So this, like, if you're a Red Green Smoker, you play this on 6. Next turn, let's say they're at 8 Dawn. So like, let's say that was your 7 Dawn turn. They play Mihawk and they don't have the KO protection. This thing swings, and then you get to mole gun for 1 Dawn with Red Green
like
Smoker.
This having inherent KO protection on its own, or just interaction protection on its own, is so powerful. Yeah, like it's just so good. I think the cherry on top for this card is that it has counter attached to it.
Yeah,
it's not a brick.
It's not a brick.
So I think this card is amazing.
So yeah, I think Law's gonna definitely give red decks a little bit more life in this sort of like non-red deck oriented meta. So yeah, let's move on to the green cards now. Mm-hmm. You want to introduce the next one?
Yeah, we got Jewelry Bonney. Supernova Bonney Pirates. It's a 3/3 1K counter blocker that reads, on your opponent's attack once per turn, set up to one of your Dawn cards as active. I think this card is amazing. As a 3 Dawn spot, you used to only play Tashigi, Koshiro, or Searcher. This card takes over the Uroge spot entirely, I think. Makes your deck just so much more flexible. It's so good.
Also, this one is so good in Green Mirrors specifically.
Yeah.
Because like it's Hody proof.
Yes. You can use all of your Dawn.
Yeah.
And
like
play this card.
Even if you left up Dawn, Hody rests it, you're like, sorry, once you swing, which they
now
will.
Now I have the
now I have the Dawn. Yeah. So pretty annoying. I don't know if they'll like play all 4 in their deck, but I definitely see this as like a couple.
You'll definitely play this card for sure. The annoying part is that, dude, it's a blocker.
Yeah, it's a blocker.
It's a blocker.
And has counter.
And it's a 3 cost. So it's a 3 cost. I think there are plenty of things that pop 2 costs or pop 1 costs and pop like chump guys. It's a 3/3, so it's out of the range of quite a few things. What it's not out of the range for is the new Koby, though.
Yeah, Koby just goes in and
yep. So that's
call
kind of
child support.
Yeah,
Koby's coming.
Koby's like this. Koby's like this. I'm about to get domestic with this violence.
He's like Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. Okay, so next card.
My girl foreign, but my abuse domestic.
What is that from again? That line is so funny.
I don't know what it's from. It was like a tweet that I saw a while ago from like a Melee player. It's so funny.
So funny. Next up, we've got 4-cost Zoro. He's a 2K, 4-cost 4K, 2K. Opponent's turn. If this character would be arrested by your opponent's effect, you may rest one of your other characters instead, and has blocker.
Okay, so another green Zoro card.
Yeah, and it's going into green Zoro.
And GP.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a 2K.
It's a 2K, so very flexible. I wonder how many green 2Ks are you really afforded? Because you probably want your 2Ks to be purple because of Zoro Juro.
That is true. That's true. You do want them to be majority purple because of Zoro Juro.
But that being said, like, this is an option. Like, in a particular, I don't know, setup that you want as many blockers as possible, this card is great. Just the fact that it improves all your, it's like, again, anti-green tech, right? Like, if you don't want your stuff to get Hodiabled, then this guy just like stands in the way of Hodi and DMG.
It's also anti-purple E, right?
Oh yeah, Usohachi can't get through.
Hachi can't get through this because where you would normally play a purple Nico Robin, you just play this instead.
Yeah, you could play this instead, or a mix or whatever. And again, it's baseline. It's a 2K.
Yep.
So, and it's Straw Hat Supernovas, great typing. Yeah, just
really
solid card.
Next up, we got another Derek. We got Monkey Derek Luffy, but this time he is jumping off of his ship. So not, this is just classic Derek activity. Honestly, he's been jumping off his ship in a lot of cards.
Yeah,
he's a 4/5 1K counter that reads your turn on play. If your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 7 or less Dawn cards on their field, your opponent rests 1 active Dawn at the start of your opponent's main phase. This card is, I don't know if we've covered this topic yet on the show, but Luffy is a terrorist.
He is absolutely a terrorist.
Luffy is 100% a terrorist.
I love the clip that's going around on Twitter where it was another podcast. It was Trash Taste. Okay. And they had Hassan Piker.
Is this recent?
I think this episode aired a while ago, but it like came back up as Twitter normally does. They just necro old shit and then talk shit again, you know? And Hassan's whole thing is like, One Piece is inherently political. I don't know.
Absolutely it is. It is.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Very obviously. But I don't know if it was a bit on the show. I didn't watch the episodes. Yeah. I don't know the context, but they were like arguing, like they were talking as if One Piece was not inherently political.
Who? The trash
taste guys. And I think
because they're just like anime guys. They just like consume the anime. And then but then Hassan is the politics guy. So he brings the politics in.
So I don't know if it was a bit or not, but anyways, the way the clip comes off is like the guys are like, what? One Piece is political? And then Hassan goes on a tirade about like, yeah, dude, Luffy is a quite literally a terrorist.
He is. He literally is a terrorist. Like he's a pirate that just attacks the government and does whatever he wants. Yeah. And then just makes insane demands. Yeah. Like he's just quite literally a terrorist, right? But we are viewing the entire series from the terrorist eyes, terrorist POV.
Yeah.
T-side. This is T-side.
This is T-side, yeah. I mean, it turns out a lot of media is like this, Yeah. It's crazy if you watch Star Wars and you're like, I like the Empire.
Yeah. Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Same thing.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Okay, so speaking of which, this card is absolute terrorism.
It is. It absolutely is. My favorite card in the entire One Piece card game is Magellan.
I love Magellan, man.
They printed a green one.
They printed
a Derek Magellan that I can play in GP Luffy.
This card is so obnoxious, right? Like, you play this against, pretty much any deck, right? Like, any deck you hit them with 1 Dawn less, it's so annoying.
Yeah, so the issue I have with Magellan is that he's a 5/6 brick. This is a 4/5 counter.
Yeah.
I love this card.
Counter, he's searchable, unlike Magellan for the most part. Like, yeah, I think this card is fantastic.
Yeah, this card is incredible.
People will have to really play around this. Like, this one might not be a 4 of in GP or whatever decks are playing it, but like it'll force your opponents to have a backup plan if you thought you were playing God Thread on 5. Think again, buddy.
Yeah, think again. I guess I'll have to play lead performer disaster.
Performative.
Yeah, very performative.
So yeah, I think that card's amazing. Let's move on to a card that I think is a lot less amazing. We have Jinbei.
James, he's back.
He's back and better than... Never mind. He's a 4-cost 5K. He's a 1K counter. On play, he looks at the top 5, searches for 7 warlords besides Jinbei, and then you put it into your hand. When attacking, place up to 1 character with a cost of 1 or less to the bottom of the owner's deck.
It's like not that remarkable.
It's just a weird, it's like weird card. Like obviously it's supposed to be, Boa or Dofi support.
Would you play this in Dofi?
To be honest, probably not. Because like the reason why you wouldn't, I think somebody would see this effect and go, "Oh, now we can replace Sengoku with it." And it's like, no, you can't, because you want things to bounce back to your hand and be easily replayable.
Yeah.
And this one being a 5-cost body that costs 4, it makes it really hard to redeploy. So that means like you really want some sort of value out of the when attacking, and I don't really know if you ever will right now.
4 is just kind of expensive for a 5K body.
Yeah.
Because in Dofi, aside from the Jinbei that got banned, you kind of just want to see bodies like Boa and Weevil.
Yeah.
Which are 4/6s that do a lot. So this may just not be enough. And Dofi is a deck that's not really short on counter, so you don't mind playing bricks like Dofi, or I'm sorry, like Boa and Weevil. This being a 4/5 1K seems a little underwhelming to me. You might just want this card to be a 4/6 searcher.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there may be a place for this card just because like it does kind of serve the same purpose as kind of like the Gecko Moria or whatever. It's just a 4/5 that draws you a card.
Yeah.
But this one can kind of mess up your top stack sometimes. It can be kind of like awkward to play. So yeah, I don't love this card, but I could see this card potentially in the future. I mean, OP14 is supposed to be 7 warlords.
Yeah.
So
Do we know anything about that yet?
I don't think so.
No?
Not
Okay.
yet.
Next up, we got a card that I think is very remarkable.
Banger.
Oh my God. We got Marco. Pineapple Head 4/6 brick blocker that reads on KO, draw 2 cards.
Oh my God.
Holy cow. This card is incredible. Not only is it incredible in obvious things like Nami that got banned, right? Like this was an auto-included Nami.
Yeah.
A blocker that draws you 2? Yes, sign me up. Absolutely. You can play this on 4 without thinking.
Yeah.
And then it's incredible in the new blue-red ace.
Yes.
4/6 blocker. Sure. Let me block your swing. Draw 3.
Holy. I didn't know it was a former Whitebeard Pirates card. So I don't know if that messes with like searchers or cards that care about Whitebeard Pirates.
I think it might. Yeah, I think this is probably intentional so that
it's not searchable.
Yeah, blue Whitebeard can't just search this for free.
Yeah, interesting.
I think that's probably intentional, which is kind of interesting. But I also don't know if the blue Ezos can search former Whitebeard.
I have no idea off the top of my head. But that being said, this card is just awesome. Mm-hmm. It's just value town.
Yeah, so good.
Super, super good. And then our last blue card, we have Mr. 3 Galdino.
Galdizzi.
2 cost 1K body, counter 1K. This effect can be activated when the character is rested by an opponent's effect. You may trash this character and draw 2 cards. And it's a blocker itself. So it's a chump blocker that says, if you try to get me out of the way, I get to cash in. This card's interesting. I think, obviously, since it's a cross-guild card, Baroque Works card, you think of Buggy.
Yeah.
This is kind of the answer maybe to green decks. As like a way to... Because like one of the things that Buggy hates is having things rested and swung into, right? So like Galdino now... like protects it as a blocker, and also if they try to wrest Galdino out of the way, it pops itself, and then you get value out of it.
Yeah. So the only kind of issue with this card is that it's a 2 cost and not a 4 that becomes a 5. So it's not a 10 cost buggy target.
You're like you're kind of forced to like cash this in at some point.
Yeah. That, or you can play over it eventually, but it being there is kind of like a pseudo Tashigi. which is kind of interesting because Tashiki is a card that's like, oh yeah, you just let it sit there and then it protects your board. But then eventually, if you want to go wider, you do have to play over it, or you're pitching a 2K.
Yeah, I think I've seen lists that play this card that isn't buggy. I'm not sure which deck ran this, but it is technically kind of a generic effect. It would be unsearchable outside of buggy or whatever. But the effect, I don't know. It's very interesting. I think it's kind of interesting. Don't know how good it is though. I really want to talk about this next card because I think this next card's awesome.
Yeah.
7-cost Pudding.
Yep.
It's a 5K body, but don't worry, she's got counter. She's a 1K. And on play, Dawn -2. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type and your opponent has 6 or more Dawn on their field, draw 2 cards. Then, we're not done yet. Play up to 1 Big Mom Pirates card type with a power of 6K to 8K to your hand from your hand. So obviously the card that I think of is this pairs well with 8-cost Katakuri.
Absolutely.
It just draws you 2 cards.
You know what's funny about this card is that on 7 you play this, right? You go down 2 Dawn. You go to 5. You draw 2. Damn, don't have the Katakuri. But what I do have is another Pudding.
Oh wait, you can chain them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Oh no,
you can't.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like you could just like I whiffed on the Katakuri. Let me play another Pudding.
Yeah,
-2.
Keep minusing. Yeah.
Tough.
So not quite.
I got another
quite,
Pudding though. Katakuri.
You're down to 0 Dawn.
Yeah, you're down to 0 Dawn. I drew 8 cards though.
Yeah. 4 puddings and
so
the
funny.
eventual
okay, but you
category.
can't do that.
You can't do that. So there's a couple reasons why I'm excited about this card. One is I think purple yellow Pudding really wanted this card.
Yeah.
Originally, that deck was like very very one-dimensional in that you kind of had to go first for the deck to function really well. Like the Dawn stuff was really awkward, especially your 7 Dawn turn. When you're going second. So this card fixes your second curve because you go from 2 to 4, you ramp to 5, now you're at 7, right? And so now this card can turbo ramp you into Katakuri, and then from there you can play the longer game going that side. This card also just great in purple Katakuri as well.
Yeah.
So both those decks getting this this card, I don't know. There's not too much else
it's only
to say.
those 2 leaders that this is playable in.
Technically, is there any other deck?
Because you have to be Big Mom and purple.
Yeah, we don't have a purple Big Mom leader card.
No,
I realize.
I'm pretty sure it's just Pudding and Kata.
Yeah, just those 2 decks. Yeah. But I think this card is very good in those decks.
Which are like kind of fringe decks. Like those decks are not bad decks. Like they're not meme decks.
I remember because
they're rogue, but they're not meme.
Justin was playing a lot of purple Katakuri. Mm-hmm. That deck is kind of frightening. Yeah. Like turns out 8-cost Katakuri like is very scary, and this card gets you there real fast and draws you a bunch of extra cards with it.
There have been games that I've just played into a purple Katakuri and then I ramp to 8. They just go small Kata, big Kata, small Kata, big Kata.
Oh boy.
You did that for like 4?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It really punishes UP a little bit because generally UP is also ramping, so that 6 or more Dawn thing really affects the UP matchup specifically. But yeah, I just think this card is so powerful in the Big Mom category. Also, it doesn't care that it's purple Big Mom card, so you can play 8-cost yellow Katakuri as well. So that's another kind of cute little interaction that you have with it.
Next up, we've got another purple card, Don Quixote Doflamingo. 5/6 1K counter blocker that reads on play if your leader is multicolored. Add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as rested. I think this card is good. This is just a generically kind of good card for purple. It is a Don Quixote Pirates package card, so I can see this card being played in UP.
Yeah.
In the 5-drop spot, you just play this, ramp 1, and then... So you're at... So if you go second... No, if you go first, you play Gear 2, go to 5. Or
you're
go to 4.
6.
You go to 6, play this, go to 7, and then hold up 2 for Bagua.
This comes in rested, so you would only have one.
Oh, you would only have one. Okay, yeah. So maybe less good. You would still want to see God Thread there, I guess, but it does ramp you, and it's a blocker that you can search with sugar.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like not a staple card, but I think it's good, generically good.
I think you could consider maybe running one or two of this in like the heavy Dofi UP, mainly because sometimes you don't see God Thread, right? So this is another ramper on that 5-down turn.
Yeah, God Thread 5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 to 6, and then you'd play 8-drop. It's another target for 8-cost Dofi to play out.
It is.
It can play this, right? It's not
it can.
name restricted. Yeah. Okay. Because the other thing too is like in the heavy Dofi build, you don't want to play Monet if you're at 8-Dawn.
Yeah.
Because then you've deramped and now you don't leader ability the next turn.
Yeah.
Whereas this one you can actually play out and then you can still leader ability the next turn.
Yeah, because if you're at 8-Dawn and you play 8-cost Dofi and you deramp to 7, you play out a Rosie. Rosie restands the 2 for you, leaves Bagua up for you to re-ramp to 8.
Yeah,
so
or just Dofi ability too.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Dofi ability.
as long as they swing.
There. Yep. But this will automatically just get you there. And it's a blocker.
And it's
so
a
that's
blocker.
nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. This card just seems okay. Next card I think people are very excited for. And it's not just because it's a Nami. 2-cost 2K. 1K counter. It's a Straw Hat Searcher. That's it. It searches Straw Hat, and it has a trigger. Play this card.
Yeah, so I think this card is very good in GP.
Yeah, this is a search. How many searchers is that now? You have Zorojuros, you have Namis, you have the event, and now you have this Nami. You have 16 searchers.
I think you can just straight up cut the event, right?
I think you'd still play the event. Low key, yeah.
It is a trigger. The event is a trigger. Would you play that many searchers?
I don't know, but like...
I think you would cut the event. This has counter.
This does have counter.
And I think it just replaces it. You just want to go second as GP now, and then now you have an extra searcher you can play.
Extra searcher. It's 5 cards. It doesn't care green or purple. Yep. It just finds you it.
Yeah, you just play this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you cut some of the green searcher Nami.
Nah, I wouldn't cut that card.
You play 6 Namis total?
I would just go 8.
Yeah.
Right?
You just go 8, right?
Yeah. Technically, this also helps purple black Luffy. Yeah. But I think most people are excited about it for a GP because it just adds that extra little consistency. Like now you have no reason to never see your Sanji puddings.
Yeah, actually.
Like, unless all 4 are in your life, like you will see them now.
Yeah.
I think every GP player knows the feeling of like, dude, I've searched 20 cards and I haven't seen a single Sanji pudding. Yeah. Like this gets you to the 25th card and you'll see it then.
Next up, we've got black cards. Gecko Moria. 6/7 brick that reads, on play if your leader has the Thriller Bark Pirates type. Play up to 1 character with a cost of 4 or less from your trash rested, then give up to 1 rested Dawn card to your leader. So this is just Moria support.
Yes, it's fixed Moria support.
Yeah.
You could play it in Perona.
Oh, you can play
it
in Perona, yeah.
But this card's actually awesome.
Yep.
This card's insane.
This is A-Cost Gecko Moria from Temu.com.
Yes, very, very Temu. But it's not that Temu. Like when you think about this card, like if you discarded a Rebecca and a Hina, and on your 8-Dawn turn, you could play this. You grab Rebecca. It comes in rested. That's okay. It's a blocker. Yep. Rebecca brings out Hina, and then you have a Dawn attached to your leader. Then you swing 6, use leader ability, and now you can bring out Absalom. Now you can pop a 6 cost. That's pretty good, man.
It's a 6/7. It's not bad. Like this is not a bad card at all. I think this is a card that for sure you're gonna play in Moria.
Yeah, like
in Perona, it brings back Ryuma. That can pop something?
Yeah, it can bring back Ryuma. If you're also playing the Rebecca package, you can do that. But obviously, the rest of Dawn matters a lot less. So I think specifically this has the most synergy with just the blank Moria leader. Yeah. But this card's a banger, low key.
Good.
If Moria comes back, it'll be off the back of this card.
Yeah, for sure.
Next card is also awesome. Sabo, 6 cost 6K. It's a 2K counter. And if you have 15 or more cards in your trash, give this card -3 cost. And then it has blocker.
3/6 blocker 2K.
That's gross, man.
I believe this is the card that we're getting this is the top 16 treatment card.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I believe this is the one.
Yeah, I think this card's amazing. Basically, every black deck that mills a lot can consider this as a potential 2K spot, right? I think I've seen lists with like Emu play it. I think I've seen Lucci lists run it. I've seen Sakazuki lists run this card. A lot of these black decks obviously self-mill quite a bit. And the fact that this is just a 2K that's very playable, card's just a banger.
Speaking of bangers, next up, we've got Shiryu, 4/5, 1K counter. If your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, this character gains blocker and plus 4 cost. So is at 8/5. On KO, if your leader has the Blackbeard Pirates type, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a base cost 4 or less. So it is a Lucky Roux that you play in Blackbeard that is effectively uninteractable as an 8 cost.
Let me squint my eyes. Is that Lucky Roux?
That is... Lucky Roux just has the craziest jawline ever now. He is now mogging everybody. He's been mewing for the last 8 years in Impel Down.
I think this card's awesome. I feel like the current Blackbeard lists may try to find space for this card just off the fact that like, it's super hard to interact with, and killing at 4 costs on its way out is just awesome stuff.
I mean, you just played this card in the place of San Juan Wolf, right?
San Juan Wolf is also... Yeah, actually, you could just replace it because this is just an 8 cost.
Yeah.
Yes.
And San Juan is usually like a 7 or 8.
Yeah. So, yeah, you could just straight up play this over that card. Mm-hmm. It's basically the same. It attacks like slightly less good, but it's fine. It's a blocker.
You block and you pop a 4. Yeah. Like, it's good.
It's very good. So, yeah, I think Blackbeards will figure out a way to play that card. Next up, we have Otama, 2K. 0 power, 2 cost. Activate main. You may rest this card and add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand. Up to one of your leader or characters gains plus 3k power during this turn. Trigger, you get to rest a 4 cost of your opponents.
Okay.
I don't know what to think about this card. Like, it's Yamato support, I guess. You take your own life and you get to attack real big. Hold on 1 second. I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, go pee.
That Coke Zero did numbers on my fucking kidneys.
The kidney is not where you pee from. That is insane.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
Oh my god, dude, that was almost an emergency.
Honestly, it would have been very funny. You started leaking,
dude. It was close, man. It was close. I was truly trying to. I don't know if people noticed, but I was like talking faster and faster.
You're just like, wiggling around.
I was like, dude, I maybe we can get through all these cards before I piss myself.
We left off on Otama. What is this card for? Probably just Yamato.
Yeah, just Yamato.
You could play this in BY, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you could play this in any deck that
wants to take life or
wants to take life, but I think the effect is so poor for like the defensive types like Enel and BY. Like, they want something that says like draw a card.
Yeah, the thing about this is it can generically be played because it's a 2K. So if you just need to take your own life or have some extra punching power, I can see this being played generically in any yellow deck.
Yeah.
So quite a flexible card overall, I would say. Not super amazing, but definitely not bad by any means.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, we got Boa Hancock from film 7 Warlords of the Sea, Kuya Pirates. 5/7 brick that reads, on play, you may trash 1 card with a trigger from your hand. Up to one of your opponent's rested leader or characters other than Monkey Derek Luffy cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. I think this card is amazing.
I think this card...
This card is good.
I don't know if I'd go as far as amazing.
So the reason why I say it's amazing is... there are a few cards that I think flavor-wise are just incredible, right? Boa is incredible because she just stuns stuff, canonically stuns stuff, right?
She's just stunning.
Freezes things, except Derek.
Yeah.
Pudding searches stuff in addition to Sanji. Like, I think flavor-wise, it's
flavor.
so good.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I actually got into the One Piece card game, is because I saw the pudding searcher and I was like, that's so funny.
It's so cute.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
you search for Anna Sanji. That's awesome. I'm playing this game.
that was what put you in.
Yep.
Okay, so I think this card is decent, but the things that I don't like about it is that it has to be rested leader or character.
Oh, it does have to be. You're right. It does have to be rested.
So because like if I was to compare this to the 6/8 blue one, I think one of the reasons why that card's so good is that like your opponent has just played something, you freeze it, right? And then now they've just lost value on that card, right? Whereas this, like, you kind of have to wait, be responsive to something, and then you still have to trash a card that's triggered. So I just feel like there's a lot of conditionals.
That's true. You do have to get rid of a card in order to do it. So you're right. Less than amazing for sure. But I think what is very funny is if you're playing UI Nami and you play 5/7 Boa, freeze something. Next turn, they just play something else. 6/8 Boa. Freeze that one. So funny.
Yeah.
You're just playing Freeze Mage.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what decks would want to play this. Like, do you think Blue Yellow Nami might play this? Maybe. Or maybe... Like, I don't really think Vegapunk would play this.
This is a card that I think does really well into specifically the Green Zoro leader.
Green Zoro leader. Yeah.
It just freezes the Zoro leader.
That is so obnoxious. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, so this could be a pretty interesting tech card then. Yeah. It's also quite good into Rayleigh then as well, because oftentimes Rayleigh is setting up for like a 2-turn lethal using Unblockable event, and this just like makes that game plan not happen. Yeah. So,
and it's a pop of 4 trigger, which I think is good too.
Yeah. So I think this is one of those cards that you should keep an eye out on.
Yeah, for sure.
Because for yellow, we haven't really gotten film and Warlord support.
True. So, and especially if we're going to see Warlords as the OP14.
Yeah.
This might be a teaser of a yellow Warlords leader.
It could be. So I would keep your eye on this. Maybe there's a world.
Unfortunately, is probably Trafalgar Law. Right?
Your favorite.
Moving on to the next card. We got Port Gas. Daniel Ace.
Daniel.
David? Daniel.
I'm down with Daniel.
Daniel.
I forgot who is who now. Damascus
is Garp.
Daniel. Okay. Yeah.
We got Daniel. 5/7 brick that reads, on play, if you have a face-up life card, play up to 1 Sabo, Daniel, or Derek with a cost of 2 from your hand or trash. This card is amazing in BY, dude.
Dude, this card is sick.
This card single-handedly, I think, brings BY from a tier 5 deck to a tier 2.
Yeah. There's like a lot of crazy things you can do with this.
Yeah. Talk to me, BY guy. Talk to me.
So on your 4-Dawn turn... Wait, okay, how does this work? I'm pretty sure there's a way on your 4-Dawn turn that you can basically be a 9k leader with 2 7k bodies on board, because you put this to life with like a Hiyori, and is it face up when you put it? I forgot what Hiyori does. Oh my god.
Face down.
Is it face down?
Yeah.
Okay,
so it has to be face up.
If you have face life, okay. I'm trying to think of ways that you can have a face life. I mean, this card's also insane in the blue-yellow ace deck as well.
God. That deck is so annoying.
Yeah, so because that one does flip up its life.
It does.
And so with this on your 4-Dawn turn, because I'm pretty sure that deck always wants to go first, but this card kind of lets you go second easier now, because you can put this to your life, play it off a baby, and then that baby can then play out another card off the top of your life. So you're a 9k body and potentially have like a 7k rusher ace on board with this guy standing by as well. Ain't nobody touching you that early into the game.
Yeah.
And it's just so much pressure.
Yeah, you are huge.
So I think this card's awesome.
Yeah, this card is very, very good.
The fact that it brings back babies from the trash is very important for black-yellow Luffy.
Yes.
the fact that it's hand or trash gives you a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, totally.
With how you can use this card. Because I think one of the problems right now with Black Yellow is that without something like Moria bringing stuff back from your yard out into play, you just run out of babies eventually, like when you're playing the long game. And so this now lets you recycle some of those old cards. Very strong.
Yeah.
So, this one is gas. Port gas.
Port gas. This is Port Gas Daniel.
Yeah. There have been some black yellow copers even in the current set as well. It'd be interesting to see if this comes back. I don't know if it will. But I think some of the new cards, like the new Sabo blocker from OP12, this card could, and also the black Sabo too, right? That's that could be played in this deck.
It can be.
So I think there's a lot of good stuff here, and potentially maybe Black Yellow makes a slight comeback. I don't know what like deck it would do well into. I think UP is still tough. Bonney's probably still tough, but you're probably impossible to kill from Rayleigh. And
you're so big.
You're also probably impossible to kill from Zoro too.
Yeah, 12-12. That is pussy made.
Yeah, and you always have two blockers up all the time while you're pressuring them for 9. So, I don't know, decent.
Yep.
So that's all the cards from PRB. What do you think is like the most impactful cards from the set?
Let me take a look. The most impactful cards from this set, I think. When you say impactful, you're like going to see play. Yeah,
going to see play. Maybe change up the meta. Like I think one thing a lot of people have said is like they don't think PRB is going to change the meta too much. But what do you think?
I think that Koby and Law will increase the amount of red-green smoker.
Yes.
So red-green smoker will come out. I think Lucky Roux doesn't fix Shanks.
No.
It makes Shanks better, that's for sure. But I think the existence of UP already puts Shanks on the kind of downward swing.
Yeah.
Bonney will see play, but Bonnie's already popular. So, like, is that an impactful card? Doesn't really change
the rich
meta.
get richer, you know?
It doesn't really change the meta. Derek and Zoro, the green ones, I think will help GP.
Alongside the purple Nami as well for GP.
Alongside the purple Nami with GP. So, but GP already exists in the meta. So, rich get richer. Marco and Galdizzi, I think, are generically good cards, but I don't think will see play in PRB specific meta. I think that's a OP13 waiting room card.
Mm-hmm. Once we get the red-blue ace.
Mm-hmm. Now, the 7-drop pudding is interesting because I don't think it's good enough for pudding and Katakuri to be put into a meta spot, but it does help the deck a lot.
Yeah, I
think we will be seeing this deck, especially if you go to like some random Mickey Mouse local. Like people will be playing this deck.
Yeah, you definitely have to be prepared for how both Purple Katakuri and Pudding run. I think with this card.
Mm-hmm. As far as black cards go, Shiryu goes into Blackbeard. I think that will absolutely see play. Rich get richer. Gecko Moria. I don't think it's good enough to see a Moria comeback, unfortunately. But I've always said, oh, this card is like not good enough for Moria. This card is not good enough for Moria. Moria is not well positioned in meta. And then randomly, I see like a Moria do really well. I just like randomly see it pop up, and I'm like, what? I do really like the Moria leader.
Yeah, I mean he's just like.
He's so cool.
He is a really cool deck, and he's just so fat.
Yeah.
He's so huge. Hard to kill.
He is huge, yeah.
So I could see, I'm trying to think like what he would look like in the current meta, right? Like with this card, can he contend with UP? Probably a little tough. I would see that as a harder like, matchup.
As a 6 cost, you kind of just you bring back a rested 4. Your rested 4 gets swung into by leader, and then they play Sanji Mihawk. Your thing gets bottom, like, oh, it feels so bad.
Yeah.
And then your 4 costs all get bounced by 8 cost Luffy. Like, that also feels bad.
Like, you're just setting yourself for Grav Blade.
Yeah.
So I think probably that one's tough. But the rest of the meta might be not too bad, you know? Like, against against Bonney, you're a black deck that is constantly going to chip away at their board, and you're going really wide, which is something that is annoying for Bonney.
So I think historically it was okay into Bonney, but now with the addition of ACOS Mihawk, it gets a lot more annoying.
Dicier,
it
yeah.
gets really annoying.
And without Ice Age too, you don't really
can't remove those big guys.
The really big guys are really tough.
Especially also ACOS Kid. Like, that is impossible to deal with.
So... yeah, maybe it's not enough. Maybe some Moria believers can prove us wrong there.
But the thing is, I think this is like the Yellow Boa, where it's just kind of generically pretty good. And it's not going to change anything come PRB, come OP13. But OP14 is a Warlords set.
That's true.
So
Moria could get more support.
I think Moria will end up seeing more support, especially Black Thriller Bark, 7 Warlords cards.
I really want them to bring some Perona support. I love that leader.
I do too.
Yeah.
I really wanted to hold on to that leader as long as possible, but I ended up just selling it to liquidate. But I do really like that leader. It's super cool.
Yeah. And then outside of that, like Sabo, generically good black card, but I don't think really changes much. And I guess maybe Ace brings some BY back.
Yeah, I just don't see BY being super relevant in the meta either. Like, it's not going to be a tier 1 deck or tier 1.5 deck that we're going to see playing in or doing well in a lot of online, offline events.
Yeah, I think specifically, like, for the support to matter, it kind of has to unseat UP, and I feel like most of the cards that got support are for decks that like would struggle into UP, right? Like BY Luffy, Gecko Moria. I don't know. I feel like a lot of these are like support for that, but the support that some of these decks get are good into UP, like Red Green Law. Also, I didn't realize, but this the new law is Punk Hazard, so it also is a 6/8 when you're trying to swing into it. Very annoying.
It's huge.
And then like the new Derek is also great into UP. Pudding is also really good into UP. So
if enough cards in PRB drive UP away, I think we're going to see a big rise in GP, a small dip in UP.
Yeah.
Just because that matchup sucks.
Especially with the new support, it could get even dicier. So, I don't know. I think I'm pretty much on board with some of the people. Like, I don't know if PRB will unseat things, but truly, we're not going to be in this meta for very long. OP13 comes out basically in like another month or something.
That I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't keep up.
I never keep up, and I've never look ahead. I haven't played.
Never.
I see people who are like already testing for OP13.
Yeah, people have been testing OP13 for a long time, and I'm just like, I'm still practicing for my 3v3 this weekend.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, I need to learn Blackbeard.
Yeah, I've been like so deep in the trenches. Like, oh, what list do I want to bring? Do I want to play 4 Mihawks, 0 Mihawks? I want to play Dofi. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, so two ahead of us, anyways.
Yeah.
But I am really excited for Red Green Smoker. I think that deck seems sick. Even now, I think it's pretty decent because like you're good into a lot of fringe decks. You're good into Bonney. You're good into UP. You're not good into Rayleigh. So if you could dodge Rayleigh, but Rayleigh's been sort of on the downward swing a little bit. So, maybe if you're able to dodge Rayleigh and survive the Zoro matchup, then I don't know. Red Green Smoker looks kind of nice.
How does Red Green Smoker do into GP?
Red Green Smoker historically does great because Mole Gun is so clean. You played Sanji Pudding? That's cute. For 1 Dawn, I remove it and keep developing.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have Gum Gum Giants up. You better keep extra Dawn open, otherwise I'm hoodieing your ass. Yeah, so I think quite good into GP, quite good into UP as well. Maybe this new Rosinante build makes it easier for UP to live longer. Kind of like the way GP, I thought GP would dominate UP, but I think I've seen enough evidence that says that like UP isn't just like totally dead to GP.
I think UP has to see the Mihawks. I think if you don't see Mihawk into Sanji Pudding, you're absolutely cooked.
Yeah, but I also think Rosinante helps you live a lot longer too. So
he does, but he just extends the inevitable.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
like if they're doing like 7 lead, 7 lead, 7 lead, 8 lead, 8 lead, like every turn, you're just gonna die.
Yeah, you're dead.
Like you have to remove those things.
But yeah, so I think that I'm not. By the way, I'm not saying that GP like loses that matchup by any means.
Yeah. But it's not absolutely cooked.
Yeah, it's not absolutely cooked, and so maybe similarly, this new version of Red Green Smoker can get there. You know, so
maybe. Excited to see.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the deck. I think I'll definitely give it a shot in the upcoming regionals, and yeah.
What I'm not excited to see is more green decks in the meta, man. Oh my god, I've had enough of these.
It's
green
okay,
decks.
and like actually no, never mind. Green Zoro is still
Green
good.
is still good, yeah. But like Bonney phases out.
Yeah,
Red Green Smoker will phase out. GP is still kind of there.
I think low key OP13 looks like it's a hard reset on the game.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie to you, like
because you got Emu, Ace, Roger. Like those are the relevant new leaders.
Roger's like barely relevant from what I've seen.
But people will play him.
Yeah, people will play him. People will play him. But like
he's like a Shanks.
He is.
Yeah.
He's just Shanks with purple.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sick, not gonna lie. And UP also still hangs in there too. The new but we won't have the Roger
we won't have promo Roger, so UP won't be relevant for a long time.
So yeah, like it kind of does feel like a hard reset, and Green Zoro just ended up there too.
Yeah.
Fair deck, by the way.
Yeah, fair deck.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's why people are excited about OP13 because it is just kind of feels like a hard reset to the game.
Hot take. So I've historically really liked anniversary sets. OP5, OP9, banger. Before I was like OP13 going to be an absolute banger. This is the first time where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if 13 is gonna be good.
Yeah, it's funny talking to John about it because he's an old head, right? Yeah. And apparently when
OH?
OH for short. He was saying that like all the old heads when OP05 came out, everyone was also kind of doom posting because it's like a hard reset to the game, and it's power creep, all this stuff.
Yep.
And then OP05 still turned out to be a banger. Yeah. So.
Might be the best meta ever.
OP05 was incredible.
I think OP05 was so good.
OP05 for me like hit the sweet spot of like interesting gameplay and like really interactiveness. Still like combat mattered a lot, and it was less about going over the top people all the time.
Yeah.
Cards actually had real downsides.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you played Kaido, you lost 5 Don.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal.
I wonder if things would change now. Like if I could turn back time and go back to OP5 Korean meta as the player that I am now, I wonder if I would be better than back then.
Maybe.
I wonder like how much I've improved over the course of like 5 and 12.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm probably sure too. I just don't know if things will change.
Yeah.
I'm still going 4, Poly, 9.
And then back to Poly.
Yeah, back to Poly, back to 9. Yes, sir.
That's still one of my favorite iterations of Purple Luffy.
Oh, it's
for
so
sure.
I love Poly. I think Poly was handcrafted for that deck.
Yeah. And yeah, so OP13, from what I'm hearing, is that it definitely is power creep, like effects creep. Like the effects are getting crazier and crazier.
Oh, for sure.
Emu is apparently the deck is like really fun and interesting. Has a lot of moving parts. Ace, same thing. Like you're constantly at like 10 cards in hand, so you just
draw a ton.
You're drawing a shitload of cards every turn. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you're leaning towards Ace, right?
I'm leaning towards Ace. I kind of wanted to play Roger, but if it's anything like Shanks, I do not want to play that.
Yeah.
I like purple decks, but I like purple decks that are able to be consistent with their game plans, right? Like Purple Luffy draws a ton of cards. UP draws a ton of cards. GP draws a ton of cards, right? Like these are just decks that draw an absolute metric shit ton of cards.
Yep.
Roger draws nothing. You just do not draw cards at all. I don't know if I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Ace, draw a ton of cards.
I like that.
I'm down.
I like that. Yeah. I think both Ace and Emu look really fun, so we'll see.
Emu, Emu's an interesting one. I kind of wanted to play Emu at first, but Emu mirrors don't seem all that interesting to me.
I heard they're really tough, actually.
Are they?
Like, I heard the mid game for Emu is just like very complicated.
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know jack shit. I'm speaking completely out of my asshole right now. Like
if Emu mirrors actually end up being interested, I think I would play that.
Yeah,
I think I'm down to play that.
I've just heard the deck itself is just interesting to play.
Okay.
Like I think there's a reason why a lot of top players really love that deck. Guan Rong, for example, but like a lot of people have gravitated to Emu as a top player deck because it's like apparently it plays kind of like the Blackbeard BY sort of thing where it's like you're building up to that 10 drop, that final state, and getting there is the hard part and like the interesting part. So I don't know. We'll see.
See. Yeah, maybe I could play that deck. I'm interested in both.
Yeah.
I was leaning more towards Ace because I just love turbo drawing.
I love drawing cards.
Yeah,
man.
it's so sick. It's so sick. And that really just gets me going.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Draw 3.
Yeah. So, sometimes when I'm on YouTube, I get those like Hims commercials. Have you get those like Hims ads? They're just like, so last night he used Hims. So this is the iteration of that. So last night he played Ace and he drew a shit ton of cards. That gets me going.
Yes, sir.
Baby, that gets me going.
Yeah. If you draw this many cards, if your erection lasts for more than 4 hours, please see a doctor.
Yeah. Please consult professional.
Or get puddinged.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of YouTube ads, the craziest YouTube ad I've gotten as of late is it was an ad for a sperm bank, but for like cows. It's like,
wait, what?
It's like bull semen. I don't know what it's for, but it was like specifically like a bull semen tank.
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Who is this audience for?
I got it one time.
Yeah.
I got it exactly one time. I wanted to pause it and take a screenshot, but it ended. It ended, so I couldn't screenshot it. I don't remember the name of the company, so I can't fuck my SEO up and then like have it pop up again.
Yeah.
It never came up again.
You got an incognito window and investigate. I'm so curious. Who is this for?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never seen it before. You know, it's one of those ads that doesn't have like audio. Like, you hit a YouTube ad when I'm just like, I leave a YouTube video on while I'm working and I'm just doing stuff, right? And then my audio goes quiet and I'm like, oh, it's an ad. So I'll go over and I'll skip the ad. I went to go skip the ad and I was like,
and it was that
bull semen tank. What is that?
So they were asking for donors for like,
I don't know.
It's like for farmers.
Because I got there towards the end of it and I was like, what is this? Because there's one other silent ad. It's like I think it's Fabletics or some athleisure.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Athleisure ad. Those ad watchers, let me know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let me know if you guys have also ever gotten this bull semen ad. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
I've never seen that.
I have never gotten it since. I'm manifesting bull semen, bull semen, bull semen, bull semen tank, bull semen donor, semen. Maybe I'll get it and I'll report back.
You're on track now.
Yeah, maybe I'll get it and I'll report back.
Report back next week. Okay. But yeah, that's that is our overview of PRB and what to look forward to in the next meta, which turns out not too different, but
not too different, but maybe the inclusion of Red Green Smoker makes things a little bit more interesting. Because like if things don't really change all that much, I'm kind of for it. Like I think the meta is in a reasonable spot.
Yeah. If you just took a snapshot of this, totally fine.
There's more decks than ever that are relevant.
Yeah. So if you're a girth guy rather than a depth guy, then.
I'm a girth guy.
Yeah.
I'm a girth guy.
If you're a girth guy, then you're enjoying the deck variety.
Yeah, I don't got a lot going on, but
the girthquake.
It's a thickie.
Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. As always, support the channel by like, comment, and subscribing, and check out the Patreon. So with that, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
See ya.